Here we are at Tim Pileman's honey house. Take a little spin through this over here. You can see up there a bunch of bees that have come off the comb here recently. And down in here, we got his hot room. And ordinarily when you pop open the door, a bunch of new bees are gonna come flying out of here. And they puddle up there. So this is Tim's hot room. Got a dehumidifier going over there. It's got it heated up pretty good. 90 some degrees in there, it feels like. Boxes are ready to go through that door in the back into his extracting room. Wanted to introduce you to my buddy Tim Pileman. Tim's a great man. He's been in bees for a bunch of years now. How long now? 20?
Yeah, not even. No,
yeah.
I'm only a 12, 13-year man.
Okay,
14,
so
yeah,
I give Tim a lot of credit for having his act together so quickly in relatively short period of time here. He's a very good student. He's a learning guy. He's a tidy guy. He's not afraid of trying to change up his system to do better with different things. So I want to have Tim show us his little honey house he's got here.
It comes in from the hot room.
All right.
And that's what it looks like.
So we got a call it a medium comb here.
So let me show you what I do.
6 5/8 inch frame.
Yep.
Here we go, Tim.
And we try to clean it up the best we can so when it goes back in, so save the propolis, and usually the propolises are on your ears or on your ends. Flip it around and do the same on each ear. Just makes it easier when the boxes are put back together. Trying to clean it up a little. And then again, before I give it to Bob, I try to get some of this crap off it, or burr comb off it. Take this again. And then I give it to Bob usually.
You could get on his side.
Messy stuff, you know. Seems
Pretty
to be
slick.
A lot of honey this year, you know. Everything, look at that.
I know, it's quite a rack.
There's more of that than light boxes.
That's early stuff too, isn't it?
No, that's all.
So what do you got over there, Tim?
That's a 20 frame extractor. He's putting it in.
Yeah.
What we try to do is one spinning, we're filling one. So.
Yeah.
And I spin it for 20 minutes.
That's quite a...
Well, we can't keep up even at that rate.
Yeah. So that's a little radial extractor, right?
Yeah, exactly. 220 frames suits my needs fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Pretty good. And then once that spins out, tell us some more, Tim.
Well, now it's spinning out into these lines over on this side that goes into the clarifier. And then it's all gravity feed into the clarifier. And then same thing with the clarifier. Each time it goes through a baffle, there's less wax.
Yeah, I see.
And the pump is automatic. It gets up to, fills that baffle up, the pump turns on. So, and we have to scrape this too to keep it to a minimum. And then this line here is pumping up into a milk tank.
Okay.
So
stainless steel tank.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah, and this is the
there it is.
Milk tank that it goes into. This is I've got figured for about 4 tons. So
yeah.
And today's our second day, so if there's 1,000 pounds in there, there'd be a lot. But when you draw off the bottom, you got pure honey. It's a pure quill.
Pretty amazing.
So,
yeah. And then you're a bucket guy right now.
I'm always going to be a bucket man.
Yeah.
I went to drums once and said, "What am I doing?"
I know. I don't like them.
Too much work for
the buckets are pretty slick. You can see them over there to the right, Ben. Take a picture of the buckets a little bit.
33 buckets, 33 1/3 bucket to a ton. So
33 1/3 to a ton.
Yeah, but I set my scale at 63 pounds.
Yep.
When the scale balance off, it comes.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Sure. There's a lot of people that are very interested in bees now, and they want to get into it and get engaged with it. What would you say is a suggestion that you have for somebody that's never messed with bees before and they want to get into it, and they know a lot of people around them that are in the bee clubs, and there's a lot of new people in the bee clubs? How did you get started, and what do you think are the important things for somebody that's just starting into bees?
Well, bees don't care. You don't need a pretty white suit. You
No.
don't need to be spotless. Bees don't care.
Yeah.
But you need to be protected because people are scared of bees, all right.
Yeah.
But still, just get at it slow and easy. Don't jump into it 20, 30 boxes. You're going to fall on your face.
Yeah.
You got to learn. And you can learn from 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people, and I still don't have all the answers.
No.
I'm still seeking out more and more. How can I keep bees alive? And that's the problem I see with beginners. They don't treat their bees. Oh, I don't have to treat my bees. Well, I don't believe that. I
Yeah.
think the mites are here. I think the mites are here to stay. And again, we all know that mites bring problems with them. That's
Yeah.
where the boxes start downhill. They can't winter a box that's got mites in it.
Yeah.
There's just too many variables.
When we talk about mites, it's not necessarily just a miticide that you're treating them with. You're treating them with formic acid, which is already naturally found in that hive, an oxalic acid.
Oxalic acid.
Those are already naturally
In our foods.
in our environment. Rhubarb has oxalic acid in it.
Japanese knotweed does.
Yep. And then the stinging nettles has that formic, and a bee sting will have that formic acid. So you can treat your bees
That's natural
with
treatment to me.
those types of treatments, and do other things to kind of minimize this drone thing, right? If you get a frame of drone brood, maybe you wipe out the drone brood.
Constantly cutting drone brood out.
Yep, cut that stuff out, and then you can kind of get a little mite check with that maneuver too, can't you? You can
If
see.
you got an eye for it.
Yep, and so there's a bunch of different ways. It isn't just, hey, you're not advocating for just winding a bunch of pesticides to the
No.
the problems.
No, not at all.
No.
But again, I think bees have always been here. They're always going to be here. We're the one messing up the situation.
Yeah.
But we still have to keep them alive.
Yes.
So you have to have some intervention.
Yep. I agree.
But it doesn't have to be harsh.
No, right. So
yeah, but if people are getting into it, don't give up. You're going to lose bees. You're going to kill bees.
Yeah.
Don't give up. You're going to
Yeah.
do it. You're going to make all the mistakes that every beekeeper has made along the way.
yeah.
And if they tell you different, I think they're full of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into it?
Well, I started out, I always wanted to get into bees. I had a neighbor right here close, that Ken Stone from Madison,
Yeah.
had bees over there. And I called up Ken. I stood there like this in the bee yard with a suit on, petrified. And one thing went to another. But I've learned a lot by talking to beekeepers.
Yeah.
And I mean beekeepers. Johnny Mack's a beekeeper. Ken Stone. What was his name up on Oxford Road? Bobby Owens.
Yeah.
Richie Owens.
Yeah.
Again, the more you can talk to beekeepers, the more you're going to learn. And it's I think your dad always worked on 75%, figured he was going to lose 25% of his bees, no matter what, at least.
Sounds right.
No matter what, he did. He was going to lose that many. So I think if you can get that in your brain early on that, oh, I lost these bees.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
No, it can depress you. It's really like you're definitely like seeing results that are contrary to great, and you also should have a learning experience in that. And then you try to. You've always impressed me in how you continue to refine, and then sometimes you have to go back and refine again, even
over
that
and
when
over.
yeah.
It's
and
never
so
the same.
It's a very complex kind of sport, isn't it?
It's never the same. You'll have 4 boxes on a pallet. Why aren't they all equal? But
Yeah.
the queen is a big factor. We're learning more and more.
Yeah.
The queens are a big factor.
Yeah.
So-
We have it pretty good with our buddy Henry now, working under Lynn Barton
Yes.
originally, and then working with some of these other commercial guys you're talking about. We have it very good in having Henry supply us with our queens.
With the queens, yeah.
And I've been learning from Henry and Lynn Barton in South Carolina annually. That's been an amazing experience.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
And so, but that queen, the genetics and the queen quality is so important.
So important.
Yeah.
We can't understand it all.
No.
We can't understand it. And I think a lot of them guys you talk to, I say they forgot more than they know or more than they tell you.
Interesting that way.
No, really.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I love your honey house.
yeah, it's come
It's
a long
not
way.
crazy expansive. You got it. It's a very efficient looking system you've
Keep
got.
it close.
Yep.
Keep it close.
Yeah, and it's tidy and pretty amazing. You're a great man. I love you.
Oh, I love you.
And
for
I'll
sure.
look forward to seeing
Yeah,
you
for
another
sure.
day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
It's
the
all
tour.
good. No, it's all good. I
Yeah.
didn't know I was going to be on live action.
I know, it's true.